Hi, 7th graders. We are on lesson 6.6, which is reflections. It starts on page 332 in your textbook. Our learning target is graphing reflections on a coordinate plane. So when we think of reflections, we can think of it as a mirror image or a flip. So we're basically flipping the image over a line to get a reflection. So if we look at this triangle, JKL, and we want to reflect it over this vertical line right here, what we would do is we would look at each point. So we're going to look at J, and we want to reflect it over. So we look and we see how many spaces over is it from the line. So J is one space over to the right from the line. So then we follow it over horizontally, and because it's one space to the right, then we go one space to the left. And that would be our J prime. Oh, I did have it on a thick one. So there's our J prime. And let me write it here. So we have J, and because it's a reflection, then the reflection of it is read as prime. So we have this little dash, which is J, it means J prime, or we say J prime. So the letter alone is the image, or the original, and then the one with the dash, or the prime symbol, is our reflection. So then we have K. So we're going to look at our image, and we can see that K is 1, 2, 3, 4 over to the right. So then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. And then we have L, so it's 2 over to the right and then 2 over to the left. So then let's write this. We have K prime, and then we have L prime, and then we're going to draw our lines. So we are going to make our triangle. So we can see that our reflection looks exactly like our image, it's just flipped around. And that is how, if you do a reflection, or if you make a new shape based on an image by reflecting it, then you need to make sure that they are the same shape and they look the same. They're just opposite from each other. Just like when you look in a mirror, everything is the opposite. So if we have the vertices of a triangle and we want to reflect it over an x-axis and then a y-axis, this is what we would do. So we have triangle FGH, and our vertices, so F is 1, -1. So we're going to start and we're going to graph our triangle. So we would go, let's make this a little thicker. Okay? So F is 1, -1, so we're going to go over 1 because our first number is x. Here's the x-axis, here's the y. Over 1, and then down 1 because it's -1. Okay? And then I'm going to write, so we remember that that's F. Okay, and then G is over to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then there's my G. And then H is 2, -4. So over 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I'm going to connect these points. So we have triangle FGH. I should have put my F on the outside, I apologize. So we want to graph the image of triangle FGH after a reflection over the given axis. So we want to graph our reflection over the x-axis. So that means our reflection is going to go this way. It is going to reflect over the x-axis. So we're not even looking at the y-axis right now or over here. So if we're reflecting over x, it's always going to go from bottom to top, or if our image is up here, then our reflection would be down here. Okay, so what we do then is we can look at where our point is. So F, so we're not moving it at all, which is kind of, it seems like it would be opposite, but we're not moving our X number at all. So our F prime is still going to be over 1, but now this time we're changing our Y so that it's going to be the opposite. Okay? Because F is, we went down 1 from the x-axis, so for our F prime, instead of going down 1, we're going to go up 1. So let me make this a little thicker, and we'll change our color. So then we have, so our new point, oh, I lost my thickness. So this is my F prime. I'll write it over here. Okay, so our F prime then is going to be 1, 1. Okay, and then our G prime is going to be, so we're still going to stay over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we went 1, 2, we went down 3, so this time we want to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here's our G prime. So then G prime, we stayed at 5. And then we're going up 3. And then our H prime, we went over 2. So 1, 2, and then remember we went down 4. So instead of going down 4 for H prime now, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So here is H prime. Okay, so then it's 2, 4. So if we're reflecting over the x-axis, this might be something that you want to write in your notes. If you're reflecting over the x-axis, you want to take the opposite of the y value. So we'll write this right here. A lot smaller than what it comes up as. Okay, so keep the x value, take the opposite of the y value. Let me move that up so you can actually see it. Okay, so that is if you're reflecting over the x-axis. So the y-axis, or let's draw our triangle really quick and make sure that it looks the same. So F prime, G prime, H prime. And the way that we would write this then would be triangle F prime, G prime, H prime. And we can see that they're the same. And we should be able to tell, yep, about the same distance from the x-axis. For G, same distance away, and same as H. Okay, so really quickly we'll do it over the y-axis. So here's our y, and here's our x. Okay, so triangle FGH, F is 1, -1, so over 1, -1, so I'm going to label it over here this time. And then G is 5, -3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. And then H is 2, -4, so 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we have a triangle FGH. So now this time, I'm going to rewrite my F over here since we're going over the y-axis. So now this time, since we're flipping over the y-axis, or we're reflecting over the y-axis, our new triangle is going to be over here. Okay? So we have F is over 1, negative 1. So this time we went over 1, so for reflecting over the y-axis, we want to go over to the left one instead. So if you think of doing the opposite, remember for x, if we're reflecting over the x-axis, we took the opposite of the y value. This time we're taking the opposite of the x value, and we're keeping the same y value. So now our new f prime over here, so let's write it up here. F prime is negative 1, negative 1. So see how I took the opposite of 1 and got negative 1, and then I kept my y value. So G then would be negative 5, negative 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here's my G prime, and my G prime coordinate then is negative 5, negative 3. And then H would be negative 2, and then down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then H prime is negative 2, negative 4. So we're going to draw our line from F prime to G prime to H prime to back. And then we look at our triangles and we make sure that they look the same, they're the same shape, they're the same distance away from the y-axis. We want to make sure that one's not super far away and the other one's super close. We want to make sure that they're kind of tilted towards each other, and even though they're opposite, they're kind of both tilted towards the y-axis. So we always want to check to make sure that, yep, it looks like a reflection. Okay, so then y-axis, then, so when we're reflecting over the y-axis, we keep, take the opposite of the x value, then keep the y value. Okay? There are some more examples in your book. These are the only examples that I have that I'm going to include in this video. So if you want to look at more in your book, and also remember to go on to NICU and take the 6-6 NICU quiz. Have a super evening.